All right, Colorado, we are back. And it's time for us to continue our Year 5 season simulation with your Colorado Avalanche. Up here at Game 62 of our 82-game regular season. And once again, we are reliving this nightmare, man. The nightmare that is the freaking Central Division. I just can't get away from it. I'm gonna say it. We have a stacked team. All right, that offense, 97 in the offensive category, the defensive category, 93. Our goaltending is only 81 right now. I guess that's because our backup is in the net. But there's no reason why this team should not be playoff bound. If only we were in the Atlantic Division. But no, we're in the Central Division, and look at this. Our record, nothing spectacular. Not even nothing spectacular. It's actually borderline crap. 32 wins, 27 losses, and 3 overtime losses. A total of 32 and 30. All right, this is not looking good. And if you look at the Central Division, that's good enough for 67 points, which is 5th place. But if you, 4th place, sorry. But if you look at the Nashville Predators, they're in 6th place, only 4 points behind us. The Chicago Blackhawks, they're in 5th, 2 points behind us. Okay, these two teams also could make the playoffs. This is a very competitive division, and if you have to look for some sort of silver lining, I guess you could say that our destiny is in our own hands. With 20 games remaining, we can catch the Minnesota Wild for that final divisional playoff spot. 20 games remaining, 15 wins, 30 points. That would put us up to, 97? 97 should get us into the playoffs. So there's enough games left, and we're in a spot right now that we do control our own destiny, but we cannot afford any more losing streaks. We have to win. Like I said, 15 wins out of the final 20, that doesn't even get us to 100 points. So we have an uphill battle right here. Now, before we start to talk about the trade deadline, I was hoping that I could simulate to the end of the regular season in the previous video, but with that record, I wanted to hear what you guys have to say, and there's a lot of options because not only is the team playing a specific way, I'm trying to get the top 6 to play. Like, we've had Keller on the second line, he played okay. Moved him up to the first line, he's got all these goals. So you guys have been suggesting some different line combinations, but also, and more importantly, trade bait. There's a lot of trade assets out there this year, and going back to what I said earlier, I feel like this is a stacked team, and we have a 3-year time frame to win a Stanley Cup. I feel like we could have already won a Stanley Cup if we got lucky, but we keep running into the best team in the Western Conference in the playoffs. I want to be the best team in the Western Conference this year, okay? We have 3 years to get it done. I'm at the point now where I want to make those trades to really improve the team, even if they are trades that make sense for right now rather than the future, right? So you guys were definitely suggesting some there. And when it comes to the trades, Travis Konechny, I'm thinking about upgrading him. Too many playmakers on this team, and also maybe an upgrade for the 4th line. Marcus Foligno, Frederic Gauthier, or Emile Poirier. Everyone else I'm fine with. And defensively, do we acquire that top 2 defenseman to play alongside of Cam Fowler? John Carlson was available. Or do we just upgrade Marco Scandella? Mark Stahl was available. Or do we just leave this defensive core the way it is and just look to get a backup or upgrade Calvin Pickard? I keep on saying or. What the hell? Our backup goaltender, though, Scott Wedgwood, he is not pulling the weight this year. If you remember last year, we had Pavlik as our backup, and he had a fantastic record. Now, a lot of people are calling for the head of Calvin Pickard, Jean-Luc, the captain of the Starship Enterprise. I don't think he's having a bad season. 26 and 18, a save percentage of .916. It's certainly not Vezina. He's not taking control and ensuring that we're a President's Trophy winning team, but I don't feel like he's hurting us. 86 overall. He was 88 last year, right? You guys do make a good point. But our backup, Scott Wedgwood, he is no Pavlik. How many games has he played? 15 games played, 6 and 9, right? What was Pavlik last year? Like something ridiculous, like 12 and 1 or 12 and 2. So that's a big difference right there. So maybe acquiring that backup goaltender might be something that we want to look at, okay? So, there are some line changes that I want to make, but before we even get to that, trades. We're at the trade deadline. I was reading your comments. There were some trades that I want to pull the trigger on. And the first one, it's not something, oh no, I didn't mean to go to edit lines. It's not something that I thought of in the last video when we were doing our due diligence and going through every trade block to see what other teams had available. I didn't even notice it. But from the Washington Capitals, as I vamp in the attempt to get to them before I actually talk about it, there you go. The Washington Capitals, they had the goaltender from Russia, Hang on a second. Ilya Samsonov. And yes, you guys are right. He was on the block. I did not even recognize that. Now, this makes sense. They still have Braden Holtbeast, who's 95 overall. He's 31 years of age. They got him to a 5-year deal. Ilya Samsonov is 87 overall, 24 years of age, 2 years left, and his contract, I mean, that's pretty good, 3.5. So... here's the question now. Do we go with Jean-Luc Picard, who's an 86, or do we upgrade to Ilya Samsonov, who's an 87? The thing about Ilya Samsonov here is that he's a medium elite at 24 years of age, so he could potentially get better. Role starting goaltender. And let me look at some of these individual stats here. Puck control's 5-star. I really like his rebound control and recovery. It's on the right side, 89 and 90. His reflexes... there's some really great ones. Like, I like goaltenders who have 85 and above in the reflexes category, okay? So he's got some 90s in there, which is really good. Angles, 91. Breakaway, 94. 5-hole is weak, though, 79. Glove high is fine, 84. Glove low is fine, 86. Stick high, 90. Stick low, 82. So the 90s are nice, but that 70 and the low 80s ain't the greatest. Athletic, vision, and speed, mid-80s. Okay, so... you know what I should do? Look at his stats. How does he simulate? When did he come into the NHL? AHL, 914 save percentage, 916, 921, 912, 921. Ooh, he simulates well. Oh, you guys were right here. Okay, so I got to think about this. Ilya Samsonov. If I acquire him, what happens to all the goaltenders on our team? Because he's 24. You're talking about him as a part of the future. There's no way you're going to have Picard, Samsonov, Rodrigue, and DePenta. And there's no point in trading Picard back to Washington. Why would they want him? 3 years left at 4.750. So you'd have to trade away a prospect, one of these two guys. And I'd be fine with that because we're bringing in a 24-year-old goaltender. Okay, I don't want to bore you guys, so let me do some thinking here and some pre-scouting, and I'll see if this trade... makes sense for our team. Hang on a second. Okay, boys, we're back. I think this trade makes sense for a specific reason, so let me go ahead and explain it to you guys. So Ilya Samsonov, I'm going to try to get the Washington Capitals to retain half the salary. He's got 2 years left, so I'm going to get him at $1.720 million for 2 years, or a year and a half, so that would be nice. And going back the other way, it's going to be Olivier Rodrigue. We drafted this guy 14th overall in 2018. The reason I'm trading away this guy is just because we have too many goaltenders on the team. If we bring in Ilya Samsonov, the guy is only 4 years older than Rodrigue, and at 87 overall, you know, this guy could be the goaltender of the future. Not to mention, we still have Gabriel DePenta, who is the starting goaltender for our AHL squad. So I'd rather keep DePenta as our starter for the AHL. Calvin Picard can be our starter slash backup. Same thing with Samsonov for this year. And then we can decide who we want to go with after this year and trade one of them at the draft, okay? We'll get to that when we do the line changes. Just go with me for right now. So it's going to be Olivier Rodrigue. We're also going to trade away, this one hurt. This was our right-wing enforcer, medium bottom 6, Marc Grandpierre, drafted in the 4th round. They want him. I want Samsonov. You guys were right. That's a great goaltender. Why not try to acquire it? And this is also, I think I said this already, but this is the year where we're making trades for right now, not for the future. So there's probably going to trigger some people, these trades, but you're just going to have to get over it. A 3rd-round pick and these 2 other guys, AHL top 6 forward, AHL top 2 defenseman for Ilya Samsonov. So, will it go through? On the surface, okay, so we are not keen in keeping the amount of salary. So I think the trade is going through. They just don't like the retained salary. So let me get rid of one of these AHL top 2 guys. I will actually give them one of my my higher prospects that I drafted, I think, in like the 3rd round. The guys who had low top 6 potential or low top 9, top 6 D-men. Yeah, there it is. So Pitkanen. Which ones do I want? Hang on. How many freaking... Yeah, okay, it starts right here. Ralph Albeline, let's see, top 9 forward. No, I'd rather keep that. It's the defenseman that I don't need. There you go, Pitkanen. When did I draft this guy? This guy was drafted in the 3rd round. Samu Pitkanen, two-way defender, right-handed, 68 overall. Nah, I mean, we have defensemen of the future. I'll throw him in there just to increase the trade value. It'd be great if I could retain this salary because there's more trades I want to make still. So Pitkanen, and if not, I'll take this guy off and upgrade that. Will it go through? Yes, it did. Beautiful. All right, boys. So I'm happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the Washington Capitals, and we consider it a done deal. So Ilya Samsonov, multiple morale changes for trading for a quality player. That's another thing. We brought in a quality player without trading away any of our roster players from our NHL squad. That's the AHL squad. Okay, so Ilya Samsonov is on the team, boys. I have a few more trades that are... Yeah. Okay, so let me go ahead and edit all the lines, and I'll bring up the next trade. Hang on one second. All right, next trade is up, and it's with the New York Rangers. Now, you want to talk about a trade that is all about right now and not about the future. Boys, the accelerated rebuild, I just love saying that, it's over. I'm making trades for right now, this 3-year window. So we are trading away Marco Scandella, the 1-year free agent that we picked up, the defensive defenseman. Marcus Foligno, our 4th-line left-wing power forward. The reason I'm trading away him is just because I have a different idea for our 4th line, and our 4th line's not exactly getting it done, -10. I'm just shake it up just a little bit, and our 1st round pick for this year, boys. That's right. So I am trading away our 1st round pick. If we don't make the playoffs and that ends up being a lottery pick, it's a big mistake. But for right now, I can do it. It's got some trade value on it. And coming back from the New York Rangers, we got a Mark Stahl, who's on a 1-year deal. This is strictly a rental. If I can bring him back for another year, he can play fine. If not, I'm okay with that. This is the upgrade from Marco Scandella. 87 overall, 1st-line penalty killer. He's a top 4 defenseman. He'll be fine with the ice time. I'll have to mix and match the right way, but I think I can make it work. So that will help our team out defensively, penalty kill, and for the playoffs, look what the St. Louis Blues did for us with defensive defensemen, right? So we're going to upgrade Scandella to Stahl, and also Kevin Hayes. I'm going to take a chance on Kevin Hayes. The reason is he's 80 overall, but his role still says 2nd-line forward, and I know he's better than 80 overall. He's only 28 years of age. I think the reason they haven't been playing him where he wants to play, and they want to give him up now. See his trade value? It's nice and low. 80 overall. He's not happy. He's got 2 years left, so it's a lot for 2 years. But just like Ilya Samsonov, I'm going to ask the New York Rangers to retain half the salary on both of these players. Doesn't make much of a difference for Mark Stahl because he's only got 1 year, but Kevin Hayes, it does. So I'm only paying Kevin Hayes 2.3, and Ilya Samsonov I'm paying 1.7. So you see how it starts to work out. So I'm also going to try to get a 3rd round pick for the 1st, see if that goes through. So Scandella, Foligno, and our 1st round pick, oh god, fire me if we miss the playoffs after this, for Mark Stahl, Kevin Hayes, and a 3rd round pick. Will it go through? Oh, we are rejecting this deal. Okay, so they don't like the salary cap, so I can take away the 3rd. I just threw the 3rd in there just because every player that is included from their part, they want to give up, or every asset, I should say, and every asset that I have, they want. Like, it's a perfect trade. All greens, all reds. So the 4th, will it go through? Yes, we believe this transaction will contribute to our success here in New York. So we are accepting your trade offer. All right, boys. So that's a rough one. I can already I can already read the angry comments. Woo, let me know what you guys think. And there's still one more trade. So let me go and edit the lines and get to the next one. Hang on. Last but not least, boys, we have the trade with the Ottawa Senators. Travis Konechny going to Ottawa in exchange for, what was his first name? Nick Kerdiles. This guy is a 3rd-line checking forward, left wing 2-way forward. His defensive category is pretty good. Defensive awareness 85, shot blocking 82, stick checking is nice. His offensive category is nothing to write home about. I'm not getting him for that. This guy is the replacement for Marcus Foligno on the 4th line. All right, 86 overall. That's right, boys. Don't worry, he's getting penalty kill time. And his role is 3rd-line checking forward. But he's physical, 5-star, and his skating is 5-star as well. Okay, so another player to help out with that playoff run. And Travis Konechny going back the other way. You know, when we traded for this guy, I was trying to get someone like JT Compher that could play in the top 6, but we didn't have room for him on the power play, so I didn't want a stud. I didn't want a sniper in there. I don't think he hurt us, but I think we could improve. I think there's a different way that you could arrange this team. After all, look at our freaking record, right? So this guy may have a bright future, but it's just not going to be with the Colorado Avalanche. So you know what? Send him over to the Eastern Conference and bring back a player that can help right now and for the next 2 years after this one when we have the chance to win that Stanley Cup, right? Konechny is just not going to get it done for us. Kerdeals on that fourth line might be a stud, a penalty killer as well. So Konechny, and I'm not going to retain salary because he's only got 1 year left. And because I retain salary of the other guys, we are under the cap, which is great. So Konechny for Kerdeals and a third. Will it go through? No, I didn't think so. I was just wondering. See if we can get that third round pick back. After all, we did trade away our first. I hope to God it's not a lottery pick. Let's see if I can get the fourth in there. I still wouldn't mind drafting some depth. Maybe getting lucky. Will it go through? There it is. So Konechny for Kerdeals straight up. So boys, I mean, trades galore. Rodrigue Grandpierre, a third for Samsonov. Scandella, Foligno, a first for Hayes and Mark Stahl. And now Konechny for Kerdeals. So let me edit all the lines and I will show you guys the new look Colorado Avalanche. All right, so here it is. The new roster for the Colorado Avalanche. The roster that's going to get us in the playoffs or get me fired. First line, we got Maxime Comtois, Nolan Patrick, and Clayton Keller. Like I said, we're not going to touch that line. I'm going to see how it simulates. I'm liking what Clayton Keller's been doing so far. Second line, Kevin Hayes, 85 overall, boys. He's a power forward. I'm going to put him alongside of Nathan MacKinnon and Jonathan Drouin. So that's the change right there. We no longer have the playmaker Keller or the playmaker Konechny playing alongside of Nathan MacKinnon and Jonathan Drouin. It's Kevin Hayes, who was an 80 when I traded for him, but now he's an 85 overall. And what do I have him for? 2 years left at $2.3 million. So that should be good. And I was taking a look. We'll look at his individual stats here in a second. I was taking a look at how he simulates, right? You can see why he got angry with the New York Rangers. It's clear they didn't play him in the top six. 16-17, this was year number 1. That year, he was probably in the top 6, maybe third line, but got power play time. And look what he did. 16 goals, 53 points, and a shooting percentage of 13.1%. So, year 1, he got a shooting percentage of 13.1%. So, he did it once. I know he can do it again. Then, I mean, look at this. 8.9%. He had the same amount of shots. I guess he played in the same line there. Maybe he lost the line mate. But then after that, 25 points, 26 points. But he's back up to it this year. He's only got 59 games played, but 23 points, right? So if I can get Kevin Hayes playing like the 2016-17, the year 1 Kevin Hayes, 53 points as a power forward on that second line. That rounds out that second line much better in my opinion. Third line, JT Compher, Adam Henrique, Tyson Jost. We're not going to touch that. And then the fourth line, you got Nick Kerdeals in there alongside of Frederic Gauthier and Emile Poirier. 3 two-way forwards on that fourth line now. So they can do it all. They can play defense. They can chip in offensively, energy line, all that good stuff. Defensively, looks the same. We got Cam Fowler. I went with Derek Pouliot because he's the point producer. Same thing with Sanheim and Tyson Barrie. Ryan Merkley is back down here alongside of Mark Stahl. So that defensive core. It's no St. Louis Blues where they got Shattenkirk, not Bouwmeester, Pietrangelo, and Colton Parayko, who are all in the 90s. But we got a 91, 387s, and 286s. Hopefully Merkley continues to grow, right? Now, I want to also let you guys in on 2 things. First, line changes, right? We already talked about the trades. You guys were suggesting that Jonathan Drouin move up to the first line alongside of Nolan Patrick and Maxime Comtois. I know you guys think that I have a hard on for keeping the Halifax Moosehead duo together with Nathan MacKinnon and Jonathan Drouin. It's not that. It's just that I think you guys put too much emphasis onto point producers on the 5v5 screen. Guys don't get all their points here. They get their points on the power play. Look what Adam Henrique did last year on the third line center, but second line power play and first line penalty kill. He was point per game. So don't get worried about MacKinnon and Drouin playing on the second line. Evgeny Malkin does it on Pittsburgh. He gets points. These guys can do it here and get points as well. I wanted to get Clayton Keller away from Nathan MacKinnon because they're both playmakers that score goals. So put him alongside of Nolan Patrick, who is a goal scorer as well. 2 playmakers, and now you got the power forward forward alongside of McKinnon and Drouin, okay? So that's why I'm going to keep Drouin alongside of Nathan MacKinnon. And defensively, another line change. If we go to special teams, I've decided to take our third overall pick from year number 2, Ryan Merkley, completely off the power play. Now, hear me out. We gave him first-line power play time the entire year. 60 games played on the first-line power play with MacKinnon, Drouin, and Nolan Patrick. This guy, he's either not a good simulator or he's more of a two-way defenseman. I like his defensive category. It's 5-star. He's a good skater, and he's still got, I mean, he's only 20. He's got the chance to still grow. And I know if that passing and offensive awareness go into the 90s, he will simulate much better. But that's not this year. Okay? We need to perform at our best to make sure that we get into the playoffs. If you look at who gets the most points on this team defensively, it's Derek Pouliot, 7 goals, 24 assists. Then it's, where is he? I think I already have him on the line, that's why. Then it's Tyson Barrie, okay? 5 goals, 26 assists. So I'm not going to go with who I want on the first line power play anymore. I'm going to go with who gets the most points. Nolan Patrick, Nathan MacKinnon, Jonathan Drouin, Derek Pouliot, and Tyson Barrie, okay? We are loading up that power play. And then we got Maxime Comtois, Adam Henry, Clayton Keller. Cam Fowler is now back on the power play, okay? Because he's off the penalty kill. Now, the reason I took him off the penalty kill is because I have to make sure that Merkley gets ice time, right? So Merkley is now on the first line penalty kill with Mark Stahl. Now, I know what you guys are already thinking. Whoa, Johnny, you got an offensive defenseman on the PK. Well, Merkley simulates weird boys. We tried to simulate him as a bona fide offensive defenseman on the power play. It didn't work out the way we wanted it to, but he's not a defensive liability. He's a plus 18. So the player type aside, he may simulate just as a beast defensive defenseman or a two-way defenseman. So let's try it out. And I don't want him to get angry with a lack of ice time. So it's going to be Mark Stahl, Ryan Merkley on the first line PK, along with Cam Fowler and Travis Sanheim. Right, I took Tyson Barrie off the PK, not Fowler. All right, and Kerdeals is in there alongside of Adam Henrique, Gauthier, and Poirier. So the fourth line and the third line center are all on the PK, all right? Oh, and also, here's the sexy part of this now. Goaltenders, we got Ilya Samsonov and Jean-Luc Picard, 87 and an 86. So what I've done, I've already gone ahead and I've turned off automated goalie rotation. So you guys are going to have to remind me about that after the playoffs. We can leave it on for the playoffs. We're going to run with the hot goaltender here. I didn't want to trade away Picard. I needed that backup. We need as many wins as we can. I'm going to go with the hot hand, okay? A 2-to-1 loss ratio, something like that. Or 2-to-2 loss ratio. I forget what it was. Used to do it back in the day. So we got Samsonov and Picard in the nets. We got Hayes, Kerdeals in the forward core now, and we got Mark Stahl, baby. So the new look Colorado Avalanche. Boys, if we miss the playoffs with this freaking team, I don't know what to make of it, all right? We're still 97, 93, 88, so the team hasn't changed that much right there, but let's see how we simulate now. Oh, with the new line changes as well. Merkley on the PK and Tyson Barrie on the power play. There's no reason in hell why we shouldn't be able to score goals. So 20 games remaining. Let's go. I don't want to be an asshole to the goaltenders. Let's go a 2-loss ratio, okay? If they lose 2 games, we will take them out and go to the next one, and overtime shootout losses count as well. So here it is, boys. Final 20 games of the regular season. What a trade deadline for the Colorado Avalanche. Their first game is against the Ottawa Senators, the team that we acquired Kerdeals from. Watch Konechny have a 5-goal game. Yeah. Trade deadline, blah, blah, blah. First game with this new roster, let's see, we lose 4-2. How does that happen, man? They're freaking 26, 32, and 5, and this new team loses 4-2. Well, whatever. It's one game. So we got to keep an eye on a few things here. The goaltender, Samsonov, he lost his first game, and also morale. If someone's morale's dropping because of a lack of ice time, I need to change it right away. All right, so a game against Boston, we win 3-1. Okay, so there's a W. So remember, 2 losses for the goaltender. He's got 1-1 right now. Nashville Predators, big divisional game. Let's make sure that they are out of the playoffs, all right? Come on, up to the LA Kings. Come on now, Ilya Samsonov. You're 1-1 to start your career. Come on now, my man. You can do it. 3-2 loss. Ah! All right, so 3-1. We've had our goals is not there. It was 7 goals for in the last 3 games. Yeah, we're keeping the puck out of the net. Not really. Damn it, man. Oh, we're just not simulating well. All right, so boys, this is why I turned off automated goalie rotations. It may take a while to do this. I could always edit this out, but screw that. It was gonna take way too long. I'll just do it manually every single time. This is where this game gets frustrating. It's when you want to do quick line changes after every game. Forget about it. So we're going to go back with Jean-Luc Picard, boys. This is why I held on to him. Ilya Samsonov was a big unknown. But like I said, I don't think it's Picard's reason or Picard's fault. I don't think Picard is the reason. There you go. I don't think Picard is the reason why we're not simulating well. It might be the defense and whatever goaltender we have in the net. They're all going to play the same, right? So here we go. Another 2 games. Who do we got? We got the LA Kings, 36-22-7, not good, and the Arizona Coyotes. It'd be nice if we can beat the Coyotes at least. Let's see. First game against the LA Kings, we win 8-2. All right. So we're losing against non-playoff teams, and teams like that we win. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. So Jean-Luc Picard goes in the net, boys, and he's 2-0 so far. All right. Go with it, Picard. Next game against the Calgary Flames, below 500. No excuses here. Come on, baby. Get that W. Get that W over the Flames. Jean-Luc Picard! Oh, with the shutout, boys. Hell yeah. Well, Kevin Hayes, it was individual performance. It wasn't ice time. Okay, we're okay. And yes, for anyone wondering, injuries are still on. Okay, they're just, I went down by 1 point. It's insane. So the Minnesota Wild, ooh, you know what? Let me take a look at where they stand right now. This is a big game. Picard's on a 3-game winning streak. Our locker room chemistry is going up. We've made it back into the playoffs, boys. You see what I mean about having our own destiny in our hands here. The Chicago Blackhawks are 1 point behind us. Minnesota 3 points behind us. Okay, so the big game. Big game. We can separate ourselves and almost probably 33. I don't want to say mathematically they're done, but really put a dagger in the hearts of the playoffs. Playoff hopes for the Minnesota Wild. Man, I've drank too much caffeine this morning. Can't talk straight. So here we go. The Minnesota Wild. Can we beat them? Jean-Luc Picard. Woo! Back-to-back shutouts for the captain of the Enterprise, baby. Hell yeah. All right. So a 4-game winning streak. Yeah, so Samsonov didn't get it done, boys, but Jean-Luc Picard is. Now, the New York Islanders, 40-20-5. My God. But the New York Rangers, they're below 500. So come on now. Keep it going. I'm running with Picard here. I have to. Multiple, yes! Overtime victory. 5 in a row for Jean-Luc Picard. All right, boys, so this team is starting to simulate well. All right, I'm not going to look at the standings. We have our own destiny here. Next game against the New York Rangers, a shitty team. Get a point out of it. I mean, we're due for a loss, so I'm not going to go crazy here. 5-game winning streak is nice, but get a point. They're a shitty team. Yeah, get 2 points, baby. Jean-Luc Picard, he's on fire. Scouting assignment, it don't matter. At this point, we don't even have a first or a third. We have a second still. We have some fourths. Actually, you know what? I won't say it don't matter. You might be able to find a stud. All right, so the San Jose Sharks, we might be competing with them for a wild card if we start to falter late in the season. So get a win over them. That's a team that you'd want to beat. We got 6 in a row, though. I mean, we're so due for a loss. Let's see, the San Jose Sharks, they're a 2-1 loss, but it's not even Picard's fault right there, okay? So Picard, hell yeah, boys. We're going into the playoffs right now. This is what I mean about Jean-Luc Picard. How can you blame him? Even going back to last year's playoff run against the Blues, how are you going to blame him? It's not his fault. This is why I was unable or unwilling to move on from the captain just yet. All right? So he's already got 1 loss there against San Jose. Next game against the Vancouver Canucks. What was their record? Let's see here. 39-29-5. Yep. All right, team. Again, the wild card position if we keep losing games. Oh, 3-1 loss. All right. Picard, you're coming out. You're coming out. Not his fault, but we just got to shake it up a little bit. And we got a back-to-back coming up right here, so it's perfect for Samsonov to get 2 games in before we go back to Picard for Montreal. All right, so 82. Let's see. Oh, my God. It's so close. Well, it seems like Winnipeg and Dallas have pulled away. We're not going to catch them. There's 9 games left, and we're 8 points behind. But the Minnesota Wild and the Chicago Blackhawks are right on our heels. And what did I say about those 2 other teams that we may be competing for that wild card spot if we fall off? Oh, man, don't go on a losing streak right now after the 6-game winning streak. All right, so Samsonov, you did not have a great first start. Going back with you, all right? Picard is 86, you're 87. I need you to step up in a big way, my man. I need you to. Our locker room chemistry is on its way up as well. If we can get to above 85 before our playoffs, before the playoffs begin, we'll be in a good spot. We need some wins, though, man. We need some wins. We cannot have this this losing streak continue. Calgary, that's an easy team. We can beat them. Let's see, Washington. For God's sakes. Washington. You know what? Ilya Samsonov against his old team. That's the team. Yeah. Samsonov. And then no matter what, we go back to Picard for Montreal. Yeah. Okay, so Calgary. Come on, baby. Come on. This is getting intense. I don't want to miss the playoffs. Here we go. The Calgary Flames. Yes, Ilya Samsonov. So we allowed 3 goals, but our offense, this is what I mean about this 97 offense, man. There's no reason. Beautiful job. All right, I'm going to leave Samsonov in there for his game against the team that drafted him in Washington, and he wins 2-1. Beautiful job. But even though he won 2 games, it's a back-to-back. I'm going back with Jean-Luc Picard. I like the way he was playing. But what we'll do is, if Picard loses this game, I'll go back to Ilya Samsonov to continue his run that he's on right now, okay? Ryan Merkley, he's lost morale because of freaking locker room morale. I turn morale off. The AI takes over for me, and they mess up, they goof up. Telling Ryan Merkley he's not a veteran just yet. Play more like defensive defense when the kid doesn't want to hear it. Ooh, our defense. Look at that. Our offense is 98. Our defense is 94. Oh, shit. This team, man. We are Stanley Cup bound. We have to be. Is anyone going up? Hang on a second. Nolan Patrick. Hayes. Comfort's 85 now. There you go. That's good. Cordeals is 86. Good. What about defensemen? Anyone growing? Mark Stahl, Merkley. Sanheim is 88. Good. That's why we traded for Travis Sanheim. He's got the high top 4. He can continue to grow. Beautiful, boys. Beautiful. Did I get Picard in the net? Shit. Hang on a second. I think I messed up. I got talking too much. Automated goalie rotations is not an easy thing to do. The Montreal Canadiens, I was going back with Picard no matter what. Hang on. Come on now, you stupid game. There we go. Goal. Yeah, Picard is in the net. Sorry, boys. Sometimes I forget myself. Like I said, it's early. Tried to drink too much caffeine to get myself awake. Didn't work. So, calendar. We have 7 games remaining. I'm not looking at the spots just yet. We just got to win some games here. Montreal. Oh, big game against Chicago right there. Big game against Chicago. Dallas. Oh, those 2 games at the end of the season, man. And a tough game against Dallas and Winnipeg. We need these 2 against against Montreal and against Florida. We need them. All right, so here we go. Picard in the net against the Montreal Canadiens. Let's see. Can he get it done? He does. Jean-Luc Picard. All right, boys. I feel like Picard is our starting goaltender, man. He has been a stud. Even in the 2 games, San Jose and Vancouver, we only got a combined 2 goals. I'm liking Jean-Luc Picard right now. I'm running with him. Here we go. The Florida Panthers. Yeah, baby. Jean-Luc Picard. And Ilya Samsonov. Remember that we needed that backup. But there's 4 in a row. All right. After that 2-game losing streak, 6 in a row, 2 loss, and then 4 in a row again to the. Oh yeah, we're in the playoffs. We're in the playoffs, boys. So I'm gonna go with Picard. Yeah, Picard for Chicago. Then we'll go Samsonov for Dallas, and then we'll go back to Picard for the final 3. All right, so Picard for Chicago, 4-3 win. Let's give him a break. He got peppered by, oh, baby, multiple morale changes for qualifying for the playoffs. We took off there at the end. Hell yeah. And look at this big game against the Dallas Stars. We could catch them, take over second, and have home ice advantage for the first round. Hell yeah, boys. Let's do this. Let's do this. This has been, what an epic trade deadline it was. Oh, yes. All right, hang on a second here. Goaltenders, yes. Picard, Samsonov. There it is. So we're going to go back with Samsonov for 1 game. Doesn't matter what happens. I want to finish the year with Picard. Oh, shit, just hit my mic. That is not good. That's going to sound like shit. Calendar. 4 games remaining. I guess I could also rest Picard. Because no, we're trying to catch Dallas. So big game against the Dallas Stars. 2nd place in the Central Division is up for grabs. What does Samsonov do? Samsonov comes in there with a W. Beautiful. You know what? I'm going to leave Samsonov in there again. Reason being, he was in there against his old team and he won 2-1. Same team again, just over a week later. I'm going off a hunch here. Samsonov. Samsonites, 2-1 overtime loss. I'll take it. Now we'll go back to Picard for the final 2 games of the regular season. Our locker room chemistry up to 84% now, boys. Hell yeah. We've passed the Dallas Stars. We have a 3-point lead over them. I think if we can just take 1 more game, 2 more points, and we got that 2nd place. What a great end to the season here. Goaltenders, Samsonov, Picard, hey, you're going right in there, my man. All right, so this is where you guys have to decide who do you think our starting goaltender should be for game number 1. If I got to decide, it's got to be Jean-Luc Picard. But now at least we have the option to go to Samsonov, or if the computer screws us over and puts the backup in the net, it'll be Samsonov, an 87 overall goaltender. So second last game of the regular season, 2-1 loss to the Winnipeg Jets. Let me see. How many more games left do the Dallas Stars have? If we're more than 2 points up, I'm going to put Samsonov in and rest Picard for the last game of the season. No, you know what? I'm going to go with Picard. Yeah, I don't want the Dallas Stars to catch us. So I'm going to leave Picard in the nets. Hopefully nothing bad happens. We go through the... I lowered the injuries by 1. What the fuck? Here we go. Last game of the season up against the Minnesota Wild. Come on, get a point. Yeah, baby. And Picard gets a 5-2 win. And that should ensure that the Colorado Avalanche gets... Yeah, the Dallas Stars won that last game as well. So it was the right call, boys. Let's see. Come on, baby. Oh, the regular season has ended. What the hell? Okay, it hasn't ended just yet. There you go. Now it's ended. Yeah, baby. Home ice advantage in the first round against the Dallas Stars. So what an end to the season for the Colorado Avalanche. We managed to salvage it, boys. So I want to hear everything. The trades, what do you guys think about it? Remember, they were right now trades. I probably triggered everyone suggesting that we should, if you packaged him with the first, you could have got Crosby. I know, boys, but we already have a skillful team. I just needed to fill the holes, and this team is ready to go now. All right, so let's see here. Let's go to the entire league. Let's see where we finished. So we were the 7th best team in the NHL. Remember our horrible start. So once we made the line changes, I think we're playing like one of the better teams. Goals for per game, 2.95. So all the way down here. But like I said, it was in a horrible start or horrible spot to start the year. Goals against per game, 2nd best team in the NHL defensively, boys. 2nd best team. So you can say what you want about Calvin Picard. He was our starting goaltender for the majority of the year. It was our lack of offense early that was hurting us. All right, but we figured that out. We figured out with the line changes. Power play percentage. Let's see here. Colorado. Where's Colorado? Holy shit. Okay, so our power play is not good. Maybe Merkley does belong back up there. It doesn't matter. I'm going to leave the power play the way it is. We might make some line changes during the playoffs if we're not scoring goals, okay? But as of right now, I'm going to leave it the way it is. And penalty kill percentage, we should be up there. Yeah, 84%. So our penalty kill is great as well. Beautiful. Look at our home record, 18-20-3. Maybe we should have played on the road. 28-12-1 on the road. What the fuck? We don't like to play in Colorado. That's incredible, those stats. So player stats of the season, boys. It seems like everyone chipped in. If our highest point totals is 64. So Maxime Comtois with 64 points in 82 games played. Nathan MacKinnon 63, but a 30-goal season. Clayton Keller, 35 goals. My God. So Clayton Keller and Nathan MacKinnon, this is what I mean. 2 playmakers who can get 30-goal seasons. Clayton Keller's only 86 overall. Jonathan Drouin, 59 points, only 20 goals. Nolan Patrick, 50 points in 82 games played. So, you know, we weren't able to get these guys simulating early. I would love to see how they simulated after we made the line changes. Sucks, but I still think the team is playing fine. Adam Henrique, only 43 points compared to his point per game last year. JT Compher, 39. All right, but look, they're all plus players. So it's like we're a better defensive team this year. And then Kerdeal's 29. Kevin Hayes, 28. Frederic Gauthier, 26. And Emile Poirier, 22. Okay? Defensively, yeah, Tyson Berry, 45. Derek Pouliot, 44. This is why I put these 2 guys on the first-line power play. Cam Fowler, 29. Ryan Merkley, 21. Mark Stahl, all right? And no one was complaining about ice time, which is good. And goaltenders, let's see. How did we finish off the year? All right, I mean, I think it's got to be Jean-Luc Picard as our starting goaltender, boys. Look what he did for us this year. 36-21 with 3 shootout losses, a save percentage of .922. So he played even better. It might have been Mark Stahl. You know, it might have been Mark Stahl and Kerdeals. It being put on our team instead of Scandella and Konechny, right? So, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Let me know. Oh, you know what? Forgot to do player stats. Might as well just take a look at the rest of the league. Hang on a second here. NHL. entire league. We'll search forwards. Was it a down year? Because, like, I mean, we got a deep team. No, everyone. The other teams are scoring goals. John Tavares, 106. Holy crap, 61 goals. Mark Scheifele, 102 points. Patrick Laine, Laine and Scheifele, they're just tearing it up. After all, the and Kyle Connor, they're probably, that's probably their line. Holy shit, Kyle Connor, Patrick Laine, and Mark Scheifele. I really cannot talk right now. What the hell? Okay, boys. And also, for anyone saying that because I edited the rosters is too easy, have I got past the second round just yet? And I didn't just edit the rosters for the Colorado Avalanche. Every team has young prospects. Look at this guy, David Levin from the New York Islanders. All right, he's 86 overall. He's got 92 freaking points. Kyle Connor for the Winnipeg Jets. He's got 94 points, okay? Every team at this point is going to have rookies after drafting in the first 3 years. Evgeny Svechnikov, Michael Delcall. Hang on a sec. There's got to be more. There's got to be Backstrom. There you go. Luke Kunin. There you go. 76 points. Sniper for the Minnesota Wild. So, look at the entire league, not just my team. Jake Bean, 70 points. PK Subban, Morgan Riley, Victor Hedman. All right, and last but not least, let's take a look at goaltenders. I think, his save percentage 922. He should be up there. I think the top guys are usually around 9.3. I mean, Carey Price, 913 save percentage, guys. Let's see here. Samsonov, 924. Picard, 922. Anyone have more wins? All right, so Cam Talbot, Jonathan Quick. But Picard is right there. How can you guys say that Picard doesn't deserve to be the starting goaltender? He's third best in the NHL, it seems like, this year. Tied with Martin Jones. Yeah, you know what? No, Picard is the starting goaltender. I'm not even going to give you guys the option. I'm putting Picard in the freaking net. I want him as my starting goaltender. So, boys, there it is. The Year 5 regular season. We went all in. We traded away our first-round pick, but it's not a lottery pick, so it's not the end of the world. And after all, we have so many young players. This team is set for the future. So here is the Year 5 Stanley Cup playoffs. We're going up against the Dallas Stars. And good news, the St. Louis Blues, the team that beat us out last year and in year 2, are not in the playoffs. However, the Winnipeg Jets waiting in round number 2. That could be rough. And the Vancouver Canucks, the team that beat us out in year number 3, they're in there as well. So, boys, let me know what you think about the line changes, about the trades, and about any potential options we have once the series begins with the Dallas Stars. What should we do? How should we handle the goaltenders? Any potential line changes if we lose a game? Let me know, and I will see you guys in the Year 5 playoffs where we make our push, hopefully, to get past the second round. Be sure to check out our website, 2bcsports.com, where the hockey talk continues. Find myself and others in the live interactive chat, or dive into the active forums to talk about sports and gaming. You can also find us on Twitch, where the live streams come to life. Rock on!